Well, the mainstream media is losing their minds, saying that this is a bad Trump moment, that Putin basically walked all over Trump. And there is a Fox News host that literally gets in trouble on air and retracts, forced to retract. Jackie Heinrich is engaged to Pennsylvania Representative Brian Fitzpatrick, who voted against Trump's big, beautiful bill because of Ukraine. So we know where she stands and maybe why this is even a thing. But this happened moments ago, where she literally said some outrageous lies that then Fox News has to correct her on. Now, I didn't expect this from Fox News. I'd expect this from CNN, MSNBC, ABC, and we are going to show you what CNN is saying, because again, the mainstream media is trying to come up with every headline they can to make Trump look weak, because Trump allegedly did not come up with a deal. But I'll also show you the video where I can prove to you that there was a deal made, or close to a deal, but they can't tell the press that, because you can't give the cards away. So let's go. Let's take a listen to this, and then we'll go to the retraction.
It was just very unusual, atypical, and I think we're all awaiting, the readout, because the way that it felt in the room was not good. It did not seem like things went well, and it seemed like Putin came in and steamrolled, got right into what he wanted to say, and got his, it was just very...
Got his way. He steamrolled Trump. This is all live on Fox News. I thought Fox News was like the only pro-Trump coverage channel. I mean, compared to like 1,000 other freaking mainstream media outlets. So then we get to what happened right after that. So President Trump told Fox News host Sean Hannity, on a scale from 1 through 10, he gave it a 10. So what is she talking about? Fox News host, then Brian Kilmeade, has to literally correct her and force her to retract this, because we all saw the interview. We also saw the backstage access of Trump and Vladimir Putin. And I'll show you a video of Vladimir Putin speaking English, telling President Trump the next time we meet, I would hope, is in Moscow. He said it in English. So where do they get this whole, the energy was bad and all these stories that they're trying to make up on Fox? Take a listen to this.
I just was texting back and forth with Sean Hannity, who just sat down with the president. And he said the president noted that he came out and said there wouldn't have been a war if he was president. And that's what part of Vladimir Putin said at the end of his written remarks. And he also said, in a scale of 1 to 10, I give today a 10. So that's the president grading what he thought of the meeting.
And now she looks stupid. She looks dumb. Look at Brian's face. Like, this is not what, where did you get the other news from?
In the news conference.
That's excellent news, and exactly what we needed to hear from the president, because obviously there's a reason why he allowed things to happen the way that they did. He allowed Putin to address the world here and take the stage, even if there were no questions asked by the press. There was a reason for that. We didn't get a lot of explanation in the moment as to why that happened. So I'm happy to hear that the president feels good about the progress that was made today. He did say that he needs to call Zelensky and call up NATO allies and give them sort of a readout of what happened. But also we should note that some of the agenda didn't go today the way that it was expected to. We know that the president was going to have a one-on-one with Putin. It turned into a 3-on-3 that included Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Steve Witkoff. And then on the Russian side, Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister, and also Yuri Ushakov, the one of the foreign ministers, or the foreign policy advisors. So that happened, and then there was not the broader expanded bilateral meeting that would have included the economic angle of this discussion with Secretary Bessent and Secretary Lutnick, Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, and also Pete Hegseth, the Defense Secretary. As far as we are aware, that broader meeting never came to pass, because it was in the middle of that 3-on-3 that the press was called into their seats, and the two leaders came out and gave their relatively short summary of their meeting and then went on their way. So it's really going to come from the president and from the three people in that room to brief everyone else about where things stand, what's next.
Exactly, where things stand. So again, we get to the point where there it is, right? the media is trying to find out, and they're trying to come up with every narrative possible to make up their minds. Did Trump win this? Did Putin win this? Well, you heard it from her. She's coming up with all these ideas and all these things, and she has nothing. She has zero. She literally has nothing to go from. She has no inside information to Susie Wiles. She has no inside information to Marco Rubio. She has no inside information as to if there even was a deal made. But here's something I'm going to show you that defeats the purpose of the media and why the media is doing a terrible job. They're only chasing headlines at this very moment. There it is. Trump tells Sean Hannity he doesn't want to publicly state what was agreed upon, but there was something agreed upon. If you notice, during the speech, during Vladimir Putin's speech, he kept insinuating that there was some type of agreement that was reached. But Trump doesn't want to, again, expose his cards. He knows the media will try to sabotage the peace talks if you give them anything. So here we go. Here's what Trump says.
You agreed on, and maybe one big issue you don't agree on. Are you prepared to go public with that?
No, I'd rather not. I guess somebody's going to go public with it. They'll figure it out. But no, I don't want to do that. I want to see if we can get it done.
He wants to see if he could get it done. He doesn't want to leak anything to the public. He wants to make sure that, again, he plays his cards right here, because he knows that the mainstream media, they're all on Ukraine's side. They're not on Putin's side at all. So it's hard to negotiate with Putin when everybody wants to spin this so they can go back to war with Putin and no peace is found. Because, again, Jackie Heinrich, just like the rest of the press, she's in bed with Ryan Fitzpatrick, literally, and he's in bed with Ukraine, right? He votes against Trump because Trump wants to find peace and common ground. And this is something that happens in American politics all the time. When you're in bed with a certain group of people, you will always do what you can to, again, sabotage the other side. And so that's what we're seeing here when it comes to her. Now, something that was said, and that's something that the media can't spin, that they tried to spin this whole time, is Vladimir Putin confirms in front of the world that if Trump were president in 2022, there would be no war.
I'd like to remind you that
and President Trump says if he was the president back then, that there would be no war. I can confirm that. Take a listen for yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd like to remind you that in 2022, during the last contact with the previous administration, I tried to convince my previous American colleague that the situation should not be brought to the point of no return when it would come to hostilities. And I said it quite directly back then, that it's a big mistake. Today, when President Trump is saying that if he was the president back then, there will be no war. And I'm quite sure that it would indeed be so. I can confirm that. I think that overall, me and President Trump have built a very good, business-like and trustworthy contact. And I have every reason to believe that moving down this path, we can come, and the sooner the better, to the end of the conflict in Ukraine. Thank you.
Wow. So what is the media doing? How are they trying to spin this? Fox News hosts trying to spin this. Everybody's trying to spin this. But you heard it from the man himself. So how is it that the mainstream media is trying to manipulate the story? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you a 31-second clip that basically will confirm your dislike for the mainstream media. These are CNN journalists trying to spin the narrative. Mind you, I just played all the proof as to what this meeting was about today. But this is what's going on in their minds. Take a listen.
It goes. He's given honors, so to say, come here. This is a get out of jail visit for him. This is a big deal.
And it's extremely important for Putin domestically.
Yes. Yes.
This will play really big.
Legitimizes
I mean, the
them at
American
home.
president actually applauds. I can hear it. See the articles now. That American president applauds Putin as he arrives and rolls out the red carpet.
Literally applauds. Literally applauds. That's their narrative here, is that Trump gave in, Trump caved, Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump couldn't find a deal, Trump couldn't get the deal, Trump. This is the first time since 2021 or before 2022 that Vladimir Putin has any type of connection with a president or anyone from the United States of America. No one's been talking to this guy. No one's actually been trying to find peace. Instead, we just keep sending our tax-paying dollars to Ukraine. Don't you got to talk to the enemy to actually find peace? Isn't that the whole point of finding peace? To talk to the person that maybe doesn't want it? In order to find peace, you have to do the uncomfortable things, which is talk to the people that you need peace from. If there's no peace, which that means that there's chaos. And if there's chaos, that means that we need peace. It's not that hard to figure this out. As a man, if I have a problem with another man, I will go and confront him about it and tell him, how can we as men find a solution to this problem? We have a problem. People are dying. How can we find a solution? What can we do to come up with this? Again, tells them in English, in front of the world, let's have the next meeting in Moscow. And Trump will do it because we just know Trump. Trump has the balls of steel, bro. It's just what it is. But if you see this as some type of loss, if you see this as some type of devastating thing for the United States of America, my mans, you are actually stupid. Like, I'm not going to say the R word because I don't know if I'm going to get demonetized for that. But I think it's pretty crazy that this is where America is at. This is where the media is at. They have absolutely no access to the information or to a deal being made. So they're going to insinuate and try to break this up, when in reality, it's those that want to hurt you, those that don't like you, those that are opposed to your values and ideas that you need to make peace with, not your friends, not your allies. You need to make peace with people who are hostile. That's the whole point of peace. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments of all this. It's been a pretty crazy day, but the media, man, the media is unbelievable right now.